Hello, parents. I'm Ellen Linnihan, and I am the coordinator for the Distinguished Young Women program in Brookfield. And today I'm going to take some time just to talk you through some information about the club and the competition because your daughter has expressed interest in participating. So the first thing I want to let you know is that this presentation that I'm sharing right now, I will also actually share with you so that you have access to all of the hyperlinks that I'm referencing throughout it. So, and I will try to keep this about 10 minutes. So that is my goal. I hope that is how it actually turns out. All right, so what is Distinguished Young Women? Essentially, it is the largest scholarship program for junior girls or for high school girls in America. It happens to be a junior year when it starts. These are scholarships that are available at the local, state, and national levels, and they are both cash scholarships that you can use at any college and also college-specific scholarships granted by the actual institutions in some cases. So at our school, we have a unique situation where we have both a club and also a competition. So the club element is focused primarily on spreading the platform of Be Your Best Self throughout the community. And so the girls go in and typically do the high interest days in the spring at the elementary school and lead little sessions on how to be your best self. And that can be anything from how to do a handshake to teaching them a little yoga, some good phone etiquette, that sort of thing. And then the competition element is the actual program where the girls would compete, and then one person would be selected to move on to the state level. So the registration for both of those aspects, and they can do both or one or neither, it's up to them. But both of those links are listed right here. So there are 5 categories of competition. Scholastics is 25%. That's based on the difficulty of their course load. So they'll turn in their transcript, and then their guidance counselor will also include any test scores that they may have taken. So that is evaluated by a panel that is separate from the rest of the scoring. So that's kept private until the very end when everything else is scored, and then the scholastics are factored in. Interview is 25%. That's a 10-minute interview based on the answers that they provide on their application online. Things like their favorite movie, people that they admire, their activities. And then there may be some current event type questions that would come up in the interview. So 10 minutes, and that happens on the day of the program. Excuse me. Then there's talent, it's 20%. That's 90-second performing art talent. The hyperlinks here include video of Cynthia Liu, who is our current both Distinguished Young Woman of Brookfield and Wisconsin. So talent can be anything from a musical performing art talent, dance. I've seen taekwondo, speed painting. There's really a lot of I've seen magic tricks. There's lots of different options that the girls could do. So don't let them convince you that they don't have a talent so they can't do it. Everybody's got something they could do for 90 seconds. The fitness routine is 15%, and that assesses strength, agility, and coordination. It's set to music. You can click on the link and get a better idea of what that might look like. And then self-expression is 15%. That is an on-stage question, and they will get that question prior to the start of the program so that they have little time to prepare for it. Volunteer opportunities. We have lots of different possibilities kind of in the works right now, and there's a sign up genius here to volunteer for that. The one on there right now is for the Dixon Boot Camp, and that will be happening in October on the 14th. We're trying to add some others. I've reached out to the mayor, and it looks like maybe we can jump on board with helping out with the tree lighting ceremony weekend, the different festivities for the holiday season. I've also reached out to the coordinators for the Dixon Nutcracker to see if maybe we can help out behind the scenes with some aspect of that. And then, of course, we're hoping the high interest days are back on at the elementary schools in the spring. For a fundraising incentive program, it's pretty simple. There's an explanation linked there, and also a letter that you can give to businesses so they understand what the program is. That includes our school tax ID number, so that they will need that if they want a tax write-off. Essentially, if they raise $50, they get if they raise $250, they get a $50 scholarship. And those awards for scholarships, for the cash, or I'm sorry, for the fundraising awards, those will happen with the girls privately after the program in January. So that is not an onstage award, but it is a recognized award that will be that we'll recognize in front of the girls themselves. But according to the Distinguished Young Women national guidelines, we can't award any type of awards that aren't the specific sanctioned awards for the national program. All right, we have a Lou Malnati's fundraiser happening right now. These are certificates for frozen pizzas, which are a fairly decent size. I think it's their medium. And they easily feed probably 2 to 3 people. The coupons are $13. The girl gets $5 towards her fundraising for every coupon that she sells. And so there's a fundraising info sheet, the tracking form, and then also a link where they can report how many they actually sold in the end when the fundraising effort is complete. Market Day. This is our ongoing fundraiser that is year-round, and it's probably the easiest one to do because all you have to do is share this link, share this flyer here, and people can order it online, and then it's delivered directly to their door on dry ice. So there's no delivery involved on your behalf. There's no collecting money. You just need to get the word out and have them select Brookfield Central as the homeschool to get the credit for it. Restaurant fundraiser nights. If your daughter sets up one of these nights, whatever the profit is from that restaurant, I will apply to her fundraising total. So it takes a little bit of coordination, but not much. They just need to coordinate with me to make sure that we've got the school permission and then we get the word out and that sort of thing. But I encourage them to look into that. The silent auction basket. This is for competition only. Each girl we ask to bring in a donated item worth approximately $25 or more. And that money will then be applied to their fundraising amount. So it gets a little tricky because it happens on the day of the event when I've already had to decide what the actual scholarship amounts will be. So although they get credit in their own personal fundraising amounts for the silent auction basket, the actual money that comes in from the silent auction is then forwarded to the next year's group. So this group is already starting with last year's silent auction. Their profits from their silent auction will go towards next year's scholarship money, but they do get individual credit for whatever their basket sells for. It's also important to note that it's what it sells for, not what the value is, because we can't really predict how much somebody will be willing to bid on it in the end. Right, and they're not limited to just one. If they want to get several donations, all that will go towards their fundraising money. So here is the full program book from the class of 2022, which I think will be super helpful if you're looking at possibly selling ads for the program book. You can see some samples in there. A full page ad is $100, a half page is $50, a quarter page is $25. They can also sell or collect star card supporter names. So at a minimum of $1 each, they can collect the names and the money, and then they just email me the list of names and collect the money and turn that all in towards their fundraising. You can see the program link for some samples and ideas. If you sell an ad, if you would please make sure to log it into the list of business names here, because we don't want to necessarily, with so many girls in the program, we don't want everybody hitting up the same businesses, because we should just be a little more organized than that, so we're not annoying to the community. Competition details. The dress rehearsal is scheduled for Thursday, January 12th. If the numbers exceed 25 participants, and right now my club numbers are at about 42, so it's very possible that we could have a competitive element of more than 25, so we need to have this on the radar. If it's more than 25, we will have to have some sort of preliminary competition, probably on Thursday and Friday evenings. Then the finalists would be announced at the beginning of the program on Saturday, and only the finalists would do the competitive elements again then on Saturday night. The final showcase will be on Saturday, January 14th, and it will be at Wisconsin Hills Middle School. The reason to do this, there's so many good reasons to do this, but Primarily, there's scholarship opportunities, there's volunteer opportunities. The training for interview is priceless because they really aren't going to get that anywhere else prior to really needing to know how to do it. So this is a great way for them to kind of work through the newness of it all and understand how the process works and really feel more confident going into a real one, whether it's for a college interview or a sorority interview or a job interview somewhere down the line. What if I win? So there are several different things that could happen if you win. We have the parades. Hopefully those are all back on again next year with Elm Grove and Brookfield. Different local appearances, and that's kind of up to the girl who's selected as well. There may be something that she feels interested in, like Wagfest. I had a girl go and judge one year. But primarily we do the middle school talk about substance abuse, the Be Your Best Self presentation with the state program, the state competition, which the dates will be sometime in August typically. And then they get to help plan and choreograph the next year's program, and then also be instrumental in leading the boot camps at the elementary schools in the spring. Scholarship and awards. The money is completely up to the girls, how much money they actually bring into the program. Whatever they bring in prior to me printing the program book the week of the program, that's how much money we give out. So it's really up to them. If they're not motivated to do fundraising, we just have less money to give, but we still select a representative to go to state. And so it's really up to them how much money they want to be able to give out and have the possibilities for earning it. In a typical year, they raise enough money for us to be able to give category awards for an overall winner in each one of the 5 categories, plus 2 alternates. So that's 15 awards right there, based on the categories, and then placement awards, which would be alternates plus the Distinguished Young Woman. So here I have linked the Distinguished Young Women of Brookfield program from the class of 2022, which looks very different than I really hope it will look this year because it was mostly virtual. We had a hybrid program last year that you can see was a live showcase on a Sunday afternoon that displayed the videos of the pre-recorded elements. So I'm really hoping that we're fully in person this year. That is the plan right now. And we will take it one day at a time. I also have linked here the state program where Cynthia Liu was selected as the Distinguished Young Woman of Wisconsin. And also, a side note, Jane Atkinson of Brookfield East is our Distinguished Young Woman of Elm Grove, and she was selected as the first alternate for the state program as well. So we have 2 really wonderful leaders this year that are ready to help this year's group be their best selves as well. Here is my contact information. The best way to reach me is through school email. In case of an emergency, please use my cell. My classroom is room 2020 at Brookfield Central. And the girls are welcome to come in during Lancer block if they have questions, but always feel free to reach out to me and ask me any questions that you might have. I look forward to this program. I hope your daughter decides to get involved. And the deadline for registering to actually compete in the program is Halloween. The club, there really isn't a club deadline, but the sooner they get involved with that, the sooner they'll be able to sign up for different opportunities for the volunteering events. So thanks for taking the time to watch this. I will share both the video and also the presentation, so you have links to all of the hyperlinks that are mentioned in this video. So have a great day, everyone, and I really look forward to the program. Thanks.